Hello everybody, here's Dr. Lucas Brazil. I have the largest YouTube channel in the world about TELOGEN with over 150 million views. In order to bring more information and tips about hair loss and care, aesthetics and health to the whole world, I create a version with videos in English. Welcome and enjoy. Today we'll talk about the 10 myths and truths about hair. It's very common question is whatever the hair dye causes hair loss, and that is a myth. Dye is not happening at the root of the hair, it happens at the hair shaft. So it doesn't have the function of acting on the base of the hair, unless there is a problem, an error, and right that the scalp is injured. But a normal dye done by a competent professional does not cause hair loss. That is very important. Especially those people who are allergic to something. It's very important to look for a dye that doesn't contain the component you are allergic to. Nowadays there are several news in this field. There's a very common question here. Cap, hat and helmet cause hair loss. That's true. In my opinion, it gets worse. Even say it because I personally like to ride a motorcycle. I spent a while without the motorcycle, and when I bought the motorcycle and went back to riding a helmet, I had a lot of hair loss. And what was the mechanism to that? The mechanism of the helmet is friction. It will make a alopecia of traction. In addition to the fact that it increases the sebum, which we have already seen here in the channel, that sebum, that greasiness, mainly in men who suffer from baldness, sebum is extremely harmful, and the friction may be increasing the amount of sebum. So it's good to avoid that. Sebum contains a lot of DHT, the baldness hormone. The tip for the hair of men who must wear a helmet is to put a scarf in the helmet, because if the helmet must rub against something, it rubs first in the scarf, not with your hair. Third common doubt. Washing your hair every day, does it decrease the hair loss? This is also a myth. We talked in the other videos too that the hair that fell is already a hair that would fall. It was already in the telogen phase, the final phase of the hair growth, and it was going to fall. It was just hanging. So you can wash your hair every day. There's no problem with that. Question number 4. Is dandruff a sign of dirty? The person who has dandruff, who wears that black outfit and is full of skin, and is it a dirty person who does take a bath? This is a myth. Dandruff is not their fault. It's a chronic disease, and we have several videos that we talk about. It's a lot of content to tell you just one video, but dandruff is not a sign of poor hygiene. The 5th question is to the phase of the moon influencing in hair growth. If you cut your hair on the full moon, will it make it grow faster? It has nothing to do with it. Indeed, the phase of the moon has several relations on the earth, in relation of the tide. The tide of the tide of the full moon is the higher, but in the relation to your hair, rest assured that the gravitational attraction to the moon will not affect your hair, okay? And this is not related. Question number 7. Does cutting the tip of the hair grow faster and stronger? This is a myth too. Hair is nothing more than a keratin stick of dead proteins. The hair has no life. Although some beautiful hair seems to have life, the hair is lifeless. So the scalp which produces hair, it's alive, not the hair strength. And a very common question is, does hot water really hurt your hair? That's true. We talk about this here in the channel a lot. Hot water is a factor that stimulates the production of sebum from the scalp, and this production of sebum increases the presence of DHT, that causes hair loss in the man and the loss of hair in the woman too. So it's very important that you avoid excess of hot water. This even increases the problem of dandruff, seborrheic dermatitis, so this is true. And the question number 9 is, can you dye your hair during pregnancy? The answer is, it depends. We record a video about it. We talk about it in the video summaries here, that it's interesting to avoid to hair dye in the first 3 months of pregnancy. This is because in the first 3 months of pregnancy, the woman is forming the baby. It's very important to avoid some compounds with ammonia, because it can be very harmful to the baby. So in my opinion, the important thing is that you take care of the baby in all possible ways. Question number 10. Is stress really a reason for hair loss? That's true. Stress can act on both growth and hair loss. They found that each strand of hair has a receptor for stress hormones, such as cortisol. So when you have a lot of stress, you may be blocking growth or causing the fallout of the hair. So stress really is our reason, okay? Of course, it's not just the stress, you know. Subscribe to receive every week new videos. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. There's a lot of tips there. Would like to know more about our products? Check in the description and visit our website eclairworld.com. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Dr. Lucas Brazil.